Yes. My dear, my dude.
Well. The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. This part of the video is called The Most Diabolical Haters in the Dancehall Sphere, in the blogger sphere, in the dancehall itself, and also those who are getting mad out. Since the release of Vybz-Kartel from the Big Yard, Vybz-Kartel and his co-accused, Sean Storm and Madsus. Now people, here's the thing. The Vybz-Kartel, Lizard MURDER charge, it is water under the bridge. That ship has sailed. Yes, somebody actually lost their life. But at this point, Vybz-Kartel is a free man. But we see that since he's been released, a whole bunch of people, such blogger, the Vendetta fans, and of lately, Mr. Isaiah Laing, father of Sting, his son is now the promoter of that show. It seems as if he is losing his mind when he heard that Vybz-Kartel, Joe Bogdanovich, and Scatter are planning some sorts of show for December of 2024. And it goes without saying, Sting, December 26, Boxing Day, is synonymous with the end of the year. So because Vybz-Kartel and the promoters did not give an actual date, and because most people want to keep them concert close to Christmas, and we know that at one time, Joe and Mr. Laing were friends, and then something went wrong as it pertains to Sting. Somebody crossed somebody. And we know that Vybz-Kartel and Laing, we know the history as it pertains to Vybz-Kartel keeping a show at the building in New Kingston while the date of Sting was at that same time. And it is said that Laing sabotaged his party. Vybz-Kartel did an interview on the Cliff Hughes show and he explained everything in intricate details. So his sister came out and put out some sorts of subliminal warning him and his son that, listen, if you're going to keep the show in December, the first week in December, we have the last week in December, no sorts of problem. However, do not come across our turf at the same time to interrupt with our profit margin. Vybz-Kartel has not pretty much responded to that as yet. However, he went on social media and he said, Joe and Scatter and I want people to give a name for the show. So therefore, him and make the people them know say the show is going to happen whether people like it or not. So we see say Laing kind of losing his mind. But people, when I realize that Laing is really losing his mind and him really a mad out, and it seems as if hate is consuming him, is when he went and made some sorts of post or did some sorts of interview with one of those newspaper. And him say, how is it that Bounty Killer and Being a Man get the order of distinction from the Prime Minister and he did not get it, and he is the one that promoted Being a Man and Bounty Killer. So therefore, if them get it, them shouldn't get it before him because of him build them. Now people, here's the thing. Being a Man and Bounty get the order of distinction or whatever they was bestowed because of their music, promote Jamaica, promote dancehall internationally. All sorts of collaboration, everybody in the dancehall and in the hip-hop place and in our music overall. No Bounty Killer and Beenie Man for their classic hits and what they've done for dancehall music. It is not because of Sting, and yes, Sting played a very important part in it, but it's not because of Sting that they got the OD. You are a promoter. As a matter of fact, being a promoter, your promotership has devalued the last time that you kept Sting and you put on Amari and Queenie. So therefore, you have been relegated to not such a good promoter. We are speaking about a hype and some sorts of mix-up and propaganda promoter. So therefore, if you should get it before, just that one concert kind of regulated you to not getting the OD. Now, the truth and the fact is that just out of respect, I don't think that these two shows should have clashed. So therefore, I think just out of common decency, they should either keep their show early part of December or in the middle or so of January. That way, Sting can make his money. That way, Vybz-Kartel can also make his money. I think either way, Vybz-Kartel is going to make his money because of the demand, because of the fact that it has been 13 years or even more since most persons have seen him on the stage. Now, people, we can all realize what this hate or where this hate is coming from. Because when you look at an artist such as Vybz-Kartel, we see that he has the talent, he has the lyrical ability, he has the charisma, he has the charm, he has the wittiness, he has everything that people like about an entertainer. Not only is he a dancehall artist, he is an entertainer, he is charismatic. This is what we call somebody that is naturally funny, well, not funny, hilarious, naturally gifted, naturally why people gravitate to him because of not just his music, his personality. He is a people's person, and that is something that we see lacking in a lot of these dancehall entertainers. They are out of touch with how to communicate with their fans because them feel as if them the up yassa and the fans them the below yassa. So Vybz-Kartel is pretty much showing up the other entertainers what they are lacking, why they are not connecting with their fans, what the fans really like. He put himself and the fans on one plane. That means them not feel as if he is above them, even though they know talent-wise, even though they know monetarily that he is up here and they are down there. He made them feel as if they are on one plane. They are on one accord. And this was quite obvious by a live that he did on TikTok with his fiancée to them. Take a listen, take a look to the edited version, and then I'll give my piece.
From the Netherlands, big up the Dutch. You know, automatic we drive it, not a clutch. Sing for us one song. Send for me one nude. How about that? That's the thing there. A man say bumbo clad. When him say BBC, nobody think of the channel in your country. Nobody now watch BBC.
Not live in the UK.
Well, I guess so. Shout out Luton. Big up Luton. Birmingham. London. Remember I mean London. Up to the time, just see somebody say Guyana. Why Guyana people have it seminar come a Guyana?
Now, people, like I said, that was just a portion. Maybe not even, well, definitely not the most interesting part of that live that he did. But just by a snippet, you could tell the wittiness, the charisma, the talent that this man have. That he can just say stuff that is entertaining. His live is more entertaining than watching more entertainers actually do some sorts of show. So people can just imagine people are going to be eager. He is selling himself. He is the master manipulator. He is the mastermind of doing things that are going to be profitable monetarily wise for himself. And people, what makes it even better is that he can take a WHITE girl that was probably a nerd and turn her into a gangster. She is following behind him. Whenever you can do that, you know that you have the charm, you have the charisma, you have the power, you have the drawing that can make people actually gravitate to you. And people, even after we saw that debacle that he did on Context Matters, we see that this girl is still by his side. And that is why Vybz-Kartel is loved and hated by all the diabolical haters and the people that he is madding out. So when we see the drawing power that Vybz-Kartel has and the fact that he went on live and in a couple of minutes he had in excess of 26,000 people one time on the live, we see that not only he is elevating TikTok. Not to say that TikTok is a platform that needed Vybz-Kartel. However, with Vybz-Kartel being on TikTok, them think even a SHAT even more. So this is the reason why when Vybz-Kartel keeps his concert, which he will in a December or sometime within, it is going to be packed up. And this is why Laing is concerned, and justifiably so. And this is why Laing is sending out all sorts of threats. And this is why Laing is making all sorts of outlandish posts and saying all sorts of BS in an interview. Because him knows, say, wherever Vybz-Kartel goes, that is where the crowd is going to go. And if these shows should ever clash, he is going to lose big time. It is going to be an epic failure. And when you hear about the price that Vybz-Kartel is getting, it is quoted or alleged $4 million. US, that is, not Jamaican dollars. 4 million Jamaican dollars is probably about 30,000 US dollars or so. So we're talking about 4 million US. Now, people, that is not going to be for one single show. That might be, or more than likely will be, for a series of show. Don't know if at 20, don't know if at 30, all over the Caribbean, all over the world. So it goes without saying, wherever he goes, where there is a strong dancehall community, strong Jamaican, strong Caribbean community, the shows are going to sell off. Hopefully, or I am sure that he is going to use Buju Banton, that you don't post or make any sorts or schedule any sorts of show in places like Dallas. Very important. Strong Jamaican following, strong dancehall following, strong Caribbean community in which dancehall is love. It will be supported. Point blank and period. The next thing that I want to touch on is as it pertains to Vybz-Kartel and specifically Popcorn. Now, people, there is definitely trouble in the Gaza paradise. And this was first obvious to me when Vybz-Kartel made some sorts of posts, or he did an interview with ER, with Anthony Miller, and he was asked, who are some of the artists that you're going to put on your show? He was very hesitant. And even when he came up with Spice and also Skillibeng, he did not mention any Gaza artists. Nobody, none at all. So people are saying, hold on a minute. If Popcorn was the prefect of the Gaza, it seems as if there's definitely trouble in paradise. And what reaffirms or confirms that there is some sorts of problem is when Sean Storm did some sorts of interview a couple of hours ago on Context Matters. That is Isaac Buchanan's YouTube channel. And he was asked about Popcorn or asked about Gaza artists. He did not call any sorts of name, but he said, me dey at the big yard for 13 years. Me never get no collaboration. None of them man they never come check me. Never come check Madsus. Never come check the teacher. So therefore, we spot them did that 13 years ago. And now them want come show up. And now them want some sorts of promotion. It is not going to happen. And people, if you know Vybz-Kartel, like people like myself know Vybz-Kartel, you will know that he is vindictive. He is petty when it comes to certain things. If you diss the Gaza boss, you are going to get this back. So therefore, he knows and he sees Popcorn as some sorts of competition because, let's face it, since Vybz-Kartel incarceration, Popcorn has elevated to a stardom that maybe he did not think that he would reach. And maybe Vybz-Kartel is saying to himself, since me missing, that is why Popcorn gets elevated. So therefore, Vybz-Kartel is a shrewd businessman, very petty as F-U-C-K. If he knows that he elevates Popcorn, Popcorn is only going to get bigger and bigger. And one thing that we know about Vybz-Kartel, he is smart, but he is petty. And sometimes he is kind of, let's call it a little bad mind-ish. So therefore, he is not going to build anybody that could be some sorts of competition for himself. The way that he is going right now, most persons are going to say Popcorn is no sorts of competition. However, Vybz-Kartel is going to make sure that that does not happen. And if it happens, it is not going to be because of him or on his shift. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.